the most. Had some great years rocking in the past. Now it's time to turn the page to rock and kick ass. I'm in demand. Time to take a stand. We want the truth. Can't be called a fool. Want it. What we left behind. Want it. Put ego aside. I want it. Gonna make it last. Want it. Time to kick more ass.
Non-stop rock talk with Tyson Bryden. Welcome to Nonstop Rock Talk. I'm your host, Tyson Bryden. Today, I'm very happy to welcome back 24-year-old guitar sensation, Austin Moe. Austin, welcome back, man. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me back on the show.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, it was about a year ago. I think it's pretty close to a year ago that we last spoke. It was season 2, episode 3 to be exact, was what it was.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was many episodes ago, to be honest. It's probably like 50, 60 episodes. So,
We've been busy.
Yeah, I've been very busy, which last year was the season 2 did very well. So tell me, Austin, what has gone on in the last year in terms of you musically?
Well, for the new listeners who have not seen the second episode, was it, or the third episode?
Third episode, yeah.
Third episode, yeah. So I've been having the privilege of mentoring, or I should say being mentored and being produced by Frank Hannon of Tesla. And so we've been working, the last almost 2 years now because of COVID. So 2019, the end of it, we started to link up and stuff. So going on 2 years of being under his guidance, and I also ran into my second producer, who is Joe Merrick out of Boston, Massachusetts. And I've flown over there twice this year, and we've recorded 7 or 8 tracks. I think it's 7 tracks. And we're thinking of releasing a 4 to 5 song EP in the first quarter of 2022, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be January or February. I'm thinking January, but there's still a little bit of details we got to work out.
Right. So will that be coming? Is that on Frank's label? Will that come out? Is that how that works? Does Frank have a label, or how does he? I know he works with a lot of artists, so I'm just kind of curious how he.
That's a good question. I think it'll be. It might be in partnership with him. We'll have to talk about it.
Right.
Cool. But he's really supportive of the local talent, and even if it wasn't, he would still share it and stuff, because he really digs the tunes. I've shown him a couple, and he's like, "Wow, those are cool."
That's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah. So I guess, was it working with Joe? Was it kind of? I kind of heard a story that it was something to do in terms of working. How you met him was something to do with a Pink Floyd. Was it a song or an album or something like that?
Oh yeah. So in California, I'd say around March or April, venues were starting to open back up to a capacity, and so a lot of people were hitting me up, and a lot of gigs that I usually had in rotation in 2019 and 2018 started contacting me. So I figured, well, I haven't refreshed my set list at all, because I've been focusing on songwriting with Frank this whole last year.
Yeah.
So why not just cruise around and in my playlist that I listen to, see what I can come up with, and go from there. So I wanted to add Pink Floyd's Young Lust into my set, because that's just a great song and from a great album. So I typed in on YouTube Pink Floyd Young Lust cover, and one of the first videos that was on there was, the thumbnail was crystal clear of a dude singing. So in my head, I'm imagining, it's some dude during COVID, he had his cell phone propped up glued to the microphone stand or something, and maybe a 2-angle sort of deal. And that was not the case. They freaking spun that song in a good way, 180 on its back, and it's just got this hard rock feel.
Ah, cool.
And I legitimately stopped what I was doing. I was practicing my set to warm myself back up to get into the mode of gigging again.
Yeah.
And I sat there for like a half hour watching that video over and over and over again. And so I sent it to my management, and they reached out to Joe. And Joe usually doesn't answer any phone numbers out of state because, you know, you get the phone calls every once in a while. And it's from like, oh, China's calling for some reason.
Yeah.
But it just so happened he was on a break with the band that was in that video. They were recording another song. And Joe picked up the phone and was like, hey, this is Joe Merrick at Guilty Dog Studios. Who's this? And my manager was like, I wasn't expecting you to answer. So here's what's going on. This is my artist, blah, blah, blah. He's working with Frank Hannon. Frank's on tour now. We've got these songs. Would you be interested in working with us while Frank's on tour? And he goes, oh, well, send him over and let's see if I am interested, number one, and number two, let's figure out a game plan if we do want to work together. And so what we've been doing is I'll send him, like this last trip that I did, I sent him my demos, and he recorded the drums and bass and or a scratch vocal if he had a different direction for like a vocal line, like a vocal tagline or something like that. So he sent it over to me, and then I would work on it at home with guitar and my voice, and when I would fly over to Boston, we just lay it down, and any extra stuff that maybe I heard in the studio we'd mess around with, like organ or slide guitar or whatever.
That's cool. So obviously Frank's on tour, so he wasn't able to do the album. So it kind of worked out perfectly that you were able to, like, it's like one of those things where it's like it magically happened. You discovered the song, and then boom, there it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a perfect, like you said, perfect timing, because at the same time Frank was getting ready to really prepare for going on tour for the last quarter and a half of the year, on and off. And so I was trying to figure out, like, I don't want to stress Frank out for being home, and maybe he has a day of rest from being 3 months on the road. Then hey, we got to go into the studio. I don't want to burn him out for the rest of the year. And so when we came across Joe, it was like, oh man, this is too freaky to come across this guy at the point in time that we're at. And it's all working together really nicely.
That's cool. So what was Frank kind of like? Yeah, go ahead, do your thing, man. Do what like he was cool with you working with Joe. And
he encouraged it. He told me when they were being produced as City Kid by Ronnie Montrose. Ronnie told them that the more producers that you can work with, the better, because you may learn one thing from one dude and be able to apply it for the rest of your sessions, like going forward.
Oh, that's cool. And it's funny that you mentioned that City Kid stuff, because we might have talked about this before. I read Brian Wheat's book, and he talked a lot about that City Kid stuff, and I think I actually asked him if that would ever be released, because I would be curious. I would love to hear that stuff. Oh yeah.
Well, hey, you never know. There could be 10, 15 years down the line, a box set of Tesla stuff,
box
bonus,
set. Yeah.
Bonus, tracks if you order, ahead of time, Black Friday 2070 or whatever.
2070. Whoa. Yeah, no, that would be cool. I mean, that box set would probably be pretty big, because the catalog of their material is huge. So
yeah.
But I'd be in line to buy it.
Of course.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. So let's talk about the latest single and video for the track Unwanted. I love the vocal delivery. That double tracking sounds so cool. It's like...
Yeah, we had fun tracking that, Frank and I did.
Now, in terms of the lyrical content, what's kind of like the premise of that song?
So the premise of this song, I'll give a little backstory to what was going on in my life at the time when I wrote this, because usually I tend to pull out a better performance, so to speak, when I'm able to relate to what I'm writing about.
Right.
And so what was going on was I was working with this dude, and we would be playing like not on purpose. He's just a really busy guy. We would talk one day, and then like 2 to 4 weeks would go by of radio silence, and then he'd pick up like right where we left off, like nothing happened. And so that gave me a lot of frustration that I didn't know how to utilize. And so I was just really angry one day, and I wrote this riff, which is the hook in the song.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, this has got some attitude to it. Let me build off of that." So I built the main backing track, which is almost it's almost how it is in the record. It's minus a couple of things. It's pretty close to how the original demo was. And so I had this backing track laid out, and I was still kind of feeling a little bit of anger and frustration. And so to park my brain, I would go on social media, and if somebody would comment, I'd reply to my comments. And usually it's uplifting, but at this point in time, there's a couple of people who are trying to like bring me down, and there was a couple of comments on some of my videos like, "Oh, this is just a wannabe rock band kid, and he doesn't know what we had to do to be able to put our videos out in the 80s and all this stuff." And rather than responding and fueling the fire, I've learned in the past that it's just best to delete it and let it go. So that's what I did. I deleted the comments, and I got out my notebook, and I wrote down how I was feeling. And as soon as I started to do that, I was starting to like release all this feeling of frustration and anger that I had built up. So after that little, we'll call it a therapy session to myself was done, I closed my book. I just let it sit there for a couple of days, and then I reviewed it. And the main message to myself was, regardless of what's going on in my life, whether I'm down in the dumps or I'm as high as I can, figuratively, I don't do any drugs, high as I can be, like on the mountaintop, I just got to keep going. There's nowhere or nothing that can stop me from wanting to do the music business and succeed in my dreams. And so this is kind of like my little pep talk to myself to keep
Good
going.
for you, man. That's good. Yeah, I mean, it's easy I always get upset. Like, I'm also a writer for the site Sleaze Rocks. So I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's, geared towards the 80s hard rock thing. And I used to go on and I'd, on my writings myself, I'd read what the comments said.
Oh, yeah.
And
sometimes
I would...
it could be good.
What's that?
Sometimes it can be an ego boost, but
no, they are, and they can be for the most part. I mean, but then you get that 1% of that person, and it's usually not directed towards the writer per se. It's more directed towards a band, like the band Warrant, for instance. And there's so many people out there that would never give the band a chance with a different singer because they were so used to 1989 and Janie Lane being the singer of Warrant. So I would read these comments, and then I would make a comment, and I'd be like, but then I'd be like, I think about it after. I go, I didn't need to say anything. You know what? It's, like you're better off to just let it go, because you're not going to cheat. You're not going to sway someone's opinion. That's their opinion.
Totally.
And just let them have it and kind of snicker to yourself and go, okay, whatever. So I totally get that. I totally get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, getting back to the video, I love the Flying V you play in the video.
Oh, thanks, man.
Did you record that track with that guitar, or is it just because it looked you really liked it for the video kind of thing?
I gotta think. I think I did.
The tone's
so
huge.
the way that we recorded these tracks, I know when we were in post, I brought the Flying V, and that's what I used for the main parts of the choruses and verses. But I'm trying to think of the solo, because the way that we recorded this track, Take a Walk in My Shoes, and we have another one that's unreleased, is for the bass and drums, they were in a live room. We were all together, and we were just jamming the tracks, and the drummer had to click, and that was pretty much it. It was pretty raw for the most part. And with this song, actually, we kept the live solo of that session. So the solo that's in this song is from all of us in the room together, just vibing it out and jamming.
That's awesome.
And so I'm pretty sure I used a Flying V. I'm almost positive. I know I had a Les Paul there too.
Yeah.
For that day, but that was more of like an extra in case I broke a string.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I used it.
Yeah, I mean the tone, the guitar tone on the song is big. It's heavy. It's got a very 70s vibe. It sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's you listen to a lot of music today, and you don't get that type of vibe.
It's very polished.
It's very polished, yeah, and you don't get that much anymore. And when you do hear it, it's very nice to actually get that.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Now, looking at the video on YouTube, I noticed that you're categorized now just as Austin Moe. Is there no longer Austin Moe Experience?
Well, at this time, I'm just going by the moniker Austin Moe because I've tried to have a solid lineup in the past, and for one reason or another, either people moved or they got a different job, or so that took up more of their time. And so the experience is not out of the books completely.
Yeah.
But until I feel like I have my forever core group of guys, I'm just going by Austin Moe, because when I would go out and play as the Austin Moe Experience, and I would have a sub bass player or a sub drummer, people would kind of get upset because they identified this group of guys as the band, so to speak. And so when that would change, it would kind of kill the mood for certain people when they would show up to my shows. And so now, if I just go by my name, Austin Moe, they don't know what to expect. Like this last gig that I had, or a couple of gigs ago, I had one of the bass players from Montrose come and sit in for the show, and people lost it. But I don't know if I could have pulled that off if I had the experience attached to it, because they would expect my buddy Spencer on bass, who was featured in the River music video last time we were on and talking together, and Stephen Martin on drums.
Right.
That was a really killer lineup that I had for a while.
I remember us talking about that.
Yeah. And then I believe Steven's an actor now, and Spencer moved up to Washington to follow his he had some dreams of his own. So I wish them both luck.
Wow.
And I love them to death. And we're all doing our own thing.
Amazing what happens in a year, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, I understand you have a list of artists you would love to share the stage with, or I guess open for. I mean,
definitely.
I'm sure you've put some thought into that. Who might they be?
Well, as far as the new artists that are coming out, definitely Mammoth, Eddie Van Halen's son.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because, one, it's his, he's connected with his dad.
The legacy. Yeah.
The legacy.
The legacy of the Van
Halen.
And
he's killing it, man. I mean, there's a bunch of people out there who I've seen on comments and stuff that are trying to bring him down, but it's, in all honestly, he is one bad musician.
Oh, no kidding.
So definitely Mammoth. I think Greta Van Fleet would be a really killer lineup to be attached to, or Dirty Honey.
Yeah.
And there's a guy out of Washington. His name is Aaron Jones, who is a phenomenal blues rock player. Cool. But those are just a couple of the newer, we'll call them kids on the block.
Yeah.
From the last 5 years.
Yeah, that are keeping rock and roll alive, which is
they definitely are.
Which it needs. We need that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see way more.
Oh,
kids.
It's coming. I'm sure it's
I hope
going to
it
be
does.
a resurgence.
I really hope so, because I really think music needs a kick in the ass right now.
Yeah.
And to see guys like yourself, younger guys playing rock kicking ass on guitar is
thanks.
amazing. So I'm very happy to see that. So besides the upcoming EP, which you spoke about, what lies ahead for the year in 2022?
That's a good question. Well, we'll just have to find out ourselves too. We're reaching out to like those names aforementioned, the bands and stuff, and so it's just a matter of finding the right contact and catching them on a good day. Really,
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
never know. I would ideally like to open, one or two of those shows, either Dirty Honey or Mammoth or
That'd be so cool.
any of them.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, Austin, thank you so much for joining me today, coming back to the show, and I'm sure we'll do it again. I really hope we do.
Yeah.
Possibly you can give yourself a plug and let my listeners know where you can be found on the World Wide Web, as we call it.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Austin Mo Official, and if you go on YouTube, you can just type in I'm Wanted Austin Mo, and that'll have all my videos and everything in it.
Cool. Yeah, and you have quite a bit of stuff, which is
Thanks.
awesome. I think it's amazing. All right. So anyways, man, thanks again, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, Austin, take care, man.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
You know what they say, people bring you down. It's someone like me that won't touch the ground. Dodging and weaving every punch life throws. It's a matter of time before I am known. The haters and the naysayers all over town keep doing what you're doing, trying to bring me down. People like you write songs like this, so step aside and watch me rise with bliss.